Okay, so this afternoon we are going to discuss the research projects, your practical assignments for Resource Management 201, 2019 Term 3. These projects have to be handed in on the 6th of September. What does that mean? It means that you only have this term to do your whole project. Your whole project has to be done this term. You with me? Cool. These are the case studies. Each group has a choice to choose. A limnological study of the University of Mpumalanga lakes and dams. All of the lakes and dams on the campus, including the big one at the top. Okay? Option 1. Option 2, limnological study of the Friedelheim Dam, which is next door. Option 3, Team 1 to work with the UMP crayfish study team. In other words, they're going to give you a site, part of their group, and you're going to do a survey, part of their assessment, part of their project. They have 32 sites. I'll show you in a moment. Team 2 to work with the crayfish team. Team 1 to work on the Nels River, that's at the R40. Okay, remember that's where we worked last year. And 2 teams there as well. One will work by the rocks, another group will work a little bit upstream. Then there's a 3rd team to work by the Friedelheim Weir, upstream on the Nels. I'll show you that in a moment. Then 1 team to work on the lower Crocodile, below Mpumalanga, and 1 team to work on the upper Crocodile above Mpumalanga, above Nelspruit. Okay, guys, I've changed this from last week because it's too chaotic if you have to do everything yourself. Okay, in terms of choosing your site based on the eco status assessment. Okay, so those are the 9 options. Okay, what have you got to do? The scope of your practical includes evaluate the water resources associated with your chosen assignment. So what you've got to do is you've got to look at what water resources, ecosystems and artificial systems are available. What are you working with? Classify it. Describe it. What is known about this system? Who built it? Why it was built? Where it is? What other information is available on the system? What is in them? Oh, what do we know about them? What is in them? So that's got to be like a review of the biological information that is in your system, in your case study. And physical attributes. What condition are they in? All of this is a review. So you've got to go find out what's known about these systems, if anything. Evaluate the land use activities and research the types of stresses that the land use activities can contribute to and how they can impact on your resources. You must identify all the types of land use activities, urban areas, roads, rails, infrastructure, bridges. You must identify agriculture, the type of agriculture. You must identify urban, peri-urban activities. You must identify industries. You must look at the different characteristics of the industries. You must look at any mining, anything that's going to affect the resource from a land use perspective. Okay? Anything, whatever is in your area. Then you're going to characterize the activities into groups of stresses. Which of these activities are going to affect water quality? Which of these activities and how do they affect flows? Which of the activities and how do they affect habitat? Which of the activities and how do they affect competition to wildlife or disturbance to wildlife? Things like alien invasive species, plants and fish, for example, that we do have. And the crayfish is a good example. So if the crayfish are out there, they're going to be a type of activity that's going to cause a stressor to your resource, and they're going to compete with indigenous diversity. Okay? Propose what the effect of this stressor is on your resource, how, where, and what the impact on the ecological state of the resource will be. So you have to evaluate that. What is going to happen? How is this stressor going to affect your resource? And all of this is desktop, eh? So you're still preparing, reviewing. Review the management of the resources in the region Here you've got to go to the IUCMA's website and to Department of Water and Sanitation's website and download all known management plans or strategies. Review regional RQOs and any protection requirements. That means you've got to consider the Environmental Management Act and or Mpumalanga Parks and Tourism. Okay. Review the reserve. There's a reserve for the area. Review the classification for water resources. Review the RQOs for the resource, for the region and the resource you're working with in particular. What RQOs, what requirements, management obligations are specific to your type of system, your specific system. Review national freshwater ecosystem priority areas. Is this a listed fish sanctuary or not? Okay, what other priorities are listed? And other protection plans. Also consider the Mpumalanga Biodiversity Conservation Plan. The Mpumalanga Biodiversity Conservation Plan has got a plan to protect specific species. You've got to then find out that that species occur in your research, in your resource. Should it be there and is it there? How is it being managed? How is it being protected? What do they require? Okay. Review local municipal development plans associated with the protection of your resource. And review the present ecological state, ecological importance and sensitivity, and freshwater biodiversity databases for data pertaining to your site or your case study. Okay, so you've got to get all that information. Then you've got to go and sample. You're going to sample a range of physical and biological attributes of your system and determine the present ecological state. Consider, make a map. Make sure that you map out your case study using appropriate methods. Monitor the water quality of your site using water quality meters, in situ, water quality meters. What does in situ mean? You take the measurement in the system. You put the probe in and you take the measurement in the system. Okay? And also collect some samples. All of you must collect samples. The samples, you must collect the samples, label the samples correctly, bring them and store them in the freezer in my office. And then we'll have them analyzed for you. You must also collect samples at least 3 occasions. You cannot just have one sample. You must have at least 3. They may not be closer than 1 day apart. In other words, you cannot go one day and do morning, lunchtime, evening, done. No. It must be day 1, day 2, day 3, at the very least. Okay? Evaluate habitat and or flow, including depths. In other words, some of the dams and things, you can't look at flows because you're working in a dam, but you can work on depths and what happens when the depths change. And associated physical features, the structures, vegetation, things like that. Characterize at least 2 components of the ecosystem, including fish, invertebrates, plants, birds, reptiles, and mammals. Plants and reptiles and mammals are one category. So you can choose fish and inverts. You can choose fish and plants. You can choose fish and birds, reptiles, mammals. It's up to you. But you must have at least 2. Write a scientific report using the template you have been provided with and integrate all of these components. Wow. Okay. Let me show you quickly on Google Earth where some of these sites are. Can one of you please turn the lights off there for me? Ma'am, please can you turn the lights off? And the other one? All right. Is that right? You can turn them both off. But that's okay, eh? I think we can see what's going on. Okay, here's campus. On the campus, there's the dam. There's the, oh, sorry ma'am, it's not that one. I think it's all there. Just try it. Yeah, try that. Oh, I had no idea. Aha, wow, thank you. So on campus, there's this dam up here, which is called the UMP Fisheries Dam. That's one group. But not only that dam there, they also have to look at this reservoir here. Okay. And you see that there's a connection. Can you see this line here? You see this line that runs behind the whole thing? You see? Watch this line. Watch where it goes. Look up here. No, it's not the White River. You don't have to do this, but I want to show you where it goes. And it comes across here, comes across here. Oh, there's by the dam. So the water that feeds into the dam is the same water that goes into the reservoir. Okay. And there, what you're going to look at there is to say, the water that's coming from the dam, from the reservoir, goes into this dam here. And what is in the dam? Because if you know what's in the dam, you know that that must come from that transfer system. Everything that comes from that transfer system, you will find in the dam. Whatever you find in this dam up here, that's in addition, whatever is extra, has been put there by people. You understand? People have put them there. And you need to look at that. Okay? So those are the systems that you'll look at. This dam up here is the control system. This is a concrete dam as well. And this dam here is what they use to govern the water that is used to irrigate here. Okay. Then on the Niles River, let's look at that quickly. Here is the site that we always go to by the rocks. Okay. One group's going to work here by the rocks, from here down to the bridge. Another group's going to work from here upstream past Elohini here. So two groups can work here. Then we want another group to come and work up here. Okay. This is on the Niles River, upstream of Elohini. It's around the corner. And you can see here what they've done is there's a wall here, and they've created this weir so that water can go into the canal. And this is called the Friedelheim Canal. And this is the canal that comes to the university. See, the canal runs all the way down to here. See, it's that canal. You see the linkages, eh? Then, this is the Friedelheim Dam. This one, the big one. This is one of the case studies as well. Okay, like your group of girls, you cannot work on this dam because you will spend all of your time rowing. You understand what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to make sure that you can actually get to the work. I want to show you guys that there are also strengths and weaknesses with girls and guys. Girls and guys have got different strengths and weaknesses. All right, then if you go look down here, the Crocodile River, we want one site. Where am I now? Here. Here's the Crocodile River. We want one site downstream of the university. Okay, it's time to put these sites up. Okay, guys, these are all the sites that the crayfish guys are looking at. You see, these are all the sites that the crayfish teams are going to. And if you look here at, again, the university, there is a site on the Crocodile River at our pump station on the university's property, but there is also another site downstream. Here. So you have this choice site as well that you can choose to go to on the Crocodile River. Okay. We have to give you protection when you come down here. There's also an opportunity for you to go upstream to this site here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's one site in the Crocodile River upstream and one site in the Crocodile River downstream. It'll take you about 25 minutes, half an hour to get there. Just to get there. You with me? Okay. Yeah, that's all of them. Okay, so what you need to do as well is everybody, someone turn the lights on for me again, please. I just want to record this too. Everybody's going to have access to somebody to give you support. So there are three post-grad groups who will help you. Okay? Or there are 3 people who will help you. And depending on what group you're in, on what topic you're doing, you will get help from one of them. They will help you plan your project. They will help you carry out your survey. They will even be there to help you with the reporting. Okay, what is the outcome? The outcome is, first, a report. Second, you have to give a presentation. Your group has to give a presentation. Presentation and report. That's your outcome. Okay? And in your presentations, every single member of your group has to present. Listen. In addition, in your reports, you have to write down who did what work. You have to say, who did this work? Try and turn the light, the big switch on again behind you. Okay. You guys will have access to the lab every week. You guys have got 5 weeks to do this. You have access to the labs, but you've got to plan ahead. You cannot just say, I'm going to just do all my work tomorrow. Somebody else could be using the labs. Okay, per group. You need to also get equipment. Once you decide that you want to work with invertebrates or fish, you've got to get equipment. You can't just go say, tomorrow I'm going to do my work and there's no equipment. Okay, so you have to plan carefully. Okay, by next week already, I want some of you guys to start sampling. Okay? Not all of you have to sample on the same week. Not all of you can sample on the same week. But by next week, I do want you to start sampling. Why? Because there are many groups. Okay? And then the week after, you change. So by the end of I think within the next 3 to 4 weeks, everybody's got to go and sample. But you see, of the five topics, let me just check here. Again, if you look at your topics, evaluate the water resources, you do desktop, you do it on your own. Okay? Then the second one is land use activities, you do on your own. You use Google. If you go into the area, you must look around, send some people to look around and take some pictures. The third one is review management resources, how they're managing it. The fourth one is, then you go sampling. So of the 4 different things you must do, one of them is sampling. That means that for all the rest of the time, you can be doing it on your own. Only one of the components you must go into the field. When you go into the field, you must be ready to collect your data. Okay. Deal. That's it for the prep. What do you think, guys? It's going to be cool.